Last week we were bitterly disappointed when the Misfits lost the second game of the season against Aaron Rodgers, where they just couldn't stop the Green Bay Packers offense. Now, I am sick. Not sick of the Misfits, I'm just literally sick. But just because I'm not doing the best doesn't mean that the Misfits can afford to take a week off. And more importantly, they got to come back from this bad loss. And it was a loss that came about because Antonopoulos threw multiple interceptions. And we're not completely done with him, but we need a change to get ourselves back on track because we can't risk dropping to 3-3. And luckily, we just happen to have, well, the world's best quarterback on the team. That's right, BJ Wiener will be back at quarterback for this game. And it does mean that Antonopoulos will be taking over at right end for him. Now, he's not the best right end. Coincidentally, BJ Wiener is a very good right end and a great quarterback. Antonopoulos is a decent quarterback, not a great right end. But we'll see how he goes. He's got the size, well, he's got the height. He does not have the weight. He is 7 foot and 160 pounds. So let's see how he, manages there at right end. But it gives other people a chance as well. Right end is back at left end. A backup is a backup. But I think nobody was satisfied with the game last week. So everybody will be trying to do better. And they're going to be trying to do it away from home against the Miami Dolphins. Not much more to say. Let's get into it. So let us see what this team will look like with BJ Wiener at quarterback. We've got high hopes. He's got great weapons around him. He's actually got everything he needs to succeed. I mean, they just look a bit weird and some aren't that fast, but that's about it. So first out is the Dolphins offense. Ryan Tannehill leading this group as we see the new look defense without the leader in sacks on the team right now, but doesn't seem to be a problem as Julian Mann makes a big play there on Kenyon Drake. So now 3rd and 3, the middle of that defensive line is going to have to be strong. Actually, it's going to have to be the outside as Kenyon Drake gets away from a couple and picks up the first down before finally being tackled. But that wasn't good enough. So right now, this defense not playing any better than they did against the Green Bay Packers. I mean, no big plays right now, but the Dolphins are moving the ball as Tannehill is in some trouble here, and he is taken down, and it is right end, I believe. So 3rd and 28 now as Tannehill is back to pass. A little bit of pressure coming in again, but it's not coming too quickly, and there's another sack. This time it's He'll Be Big with the sack. And finally, the rest of the defensive line is stepping up as well. BJ Wiener until now had been getting all the sacks, but on this drive, it was right end, the left end, and He'll Be Big getting the sacks, and that will force them to punt the ball away and pretty far down the field, considering they were moving it pretty well at one point. And here we go. This is what you've all been waiting for. It is BJ Wiener back under center. And let's see how they start. They've got the power back in. Are they going to start with a run here as they do? Hand it off to James. James finding a little bit of space there, picking up a few yards. So now 2nd and 6. Mandy Ross, bottom of your screen. You can't see him. BJ Wiener with an audible right there. And BJ Wiener goes for another handoff to JR Jr., who picks up, might have even have the first down there. If not, it's going to be inches. And it's 3rd and inches. Plenty of big guys on the field right now. Bob Gronkowski, Denzelius, and the power back James. 3rd and inches. BJ Wiener under center. Hands off that ball and James runs through for the first down. So now a new set of downs. The receiving back is in. Plenty of receivers for BJ Wiener to choose from. And for some reason, he's throwing with his right hand. I think that's a new talent he's picked up. So now 3rd and 9, and let's see what BJ Wiener will do with his right arm. You can only assume he'll be passing it here as he gets the ball in. The shotgun is looking to throw. Throws it, completes it to Sunky Wang for the first down. So now 2nd and 8. Wiener has been throwing the ball pretty well as they go for a handoff here. And JR Jr. gets stuck on his own man. Bob Gronkowski picks up a few yards, but it could have been a lot more without that happening. And here we go, Matt Patricia. If you sometimes question the play calls, just consider the fact Matt Patricia cannot actually see on the field. 3rd and 6 here. BJ Wiener looking to pass, moving around now, then throwing the ball, completing to Sunky Wang in traffic. That was a dangerous throw, but it works out that time. And now in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. BJ Wiener right now 4 for 4 passing. He's got a couple of receivers, but also a running back out there as he goes play action and gets sacked by Cameron Wake. Cameron Wake takes him down. He didn't really have a chance there. And if you're going to be sacked by one guy, you don't mind it being him. So Wake took us back out of the end zone, sets up this 2nd and 18. Bob Gronkowski is there. He's ready. Mandy Ross at the top of your screen. Expect maybe to look his direction in a one-on-one situation. Instead, he goes to Quattro Cinco, who catches it, takes a big hit. but it's at the 8-yard line, sets up 3rd and 4. So 4 yards for a first down, 8 yards for a touchdown. BJ Wiener receives the ball, looking to pass, still spending plenty of time thinking pass first, and spins away from a man, tries to do it again, but he ends up losing yards, and we will have to settle for a field goal with the foot of right foot. So on 4th and 8, the man who refers to himself only as right foot is going to be kicking this one, and it's of course Barbra Streisand. No, it's not Barbra Streisand to hold. It's the TV show Castle that is holding now. I don't know why. For some reason, our entire depth chart has been messed around with, potentially because we moved BJ Wiener to quarterback and everyone's just taken whatever positions they want. But we get 3 points there. The TV show Castle holding the ball, and it's all right. We're up 3-0, and the last time the Dolphins had the ball, they didn't do much. So 1st and 10 now for the Dolphins. Tannehill dropping back under immediate pressure, but the blitz wasn't that fast, and that was definitely 100% roughing the passer. If we can see a replay of this, Duron stop it, hit the man 2 seconds after he threw the ball. And we will get a look at it. He stood directly in front of him, waits for him to throw that ball, and then just smacks him. Lil Dime was there on the stop, and He'll Be Big was out there too, moving around the field. 9 total yards passing so far today, but Tannehill is 4 for 4. We've just been fast reacting. Now Antonopoulos blitzing again, not getting there, and it should have been an interception. Julie Mann was there, Vincent Brimbles was there, neither of them took that ball. And now 2nd and 10, you'll see that Antonopoulos is on the field and right end is there at left end. It was actually Romeo Juliet that got the sack earlier, number 95, as Tannehill is sacked by right end, coming off his spot at left end, getting the sack, set it up 3rd and 18. So we will begin with the ball to start the second half, which gives us a chance, of course, to increase this lead. And BJ Wiener will be looking to pass on the first play, throwing it quickly to JR Juniors Jr., who doesn't get many yards, but right now BJ Wiener does have 100% completion percentage, and that's what we need after a game where we saw Antonopoulos throw 3 interceptions. We need a quarterback who just gets it to his receivers. BJ Wiener with a quick audible there, handing it off to JR Juniors Jr., and he doesn't get much there on the ground, setting up a 3rd and 5. So now we'll be having to punt it away. It's the first time we've seen Barbra Streisand in a long time as she boots it with the wind into the end zone. Absolutely ridiculous how strong this wind must be. 1st and 10, and a whole bunch of tight ends on the field right now as they hand it off to Frank Gore, and what did you expect? And he makes a couple of people miss, literally a couple of people, and Mabin Forgotten finally catches him and knocks him down. So after a big run, 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. They're in our half of the field now, and they go for a pass here. There's no pressure. There was earlier in the game, none now, and that should have been picked off again. That was Vincent Brimbles. The day that Vincent Brimbles gets an interception, the Detroit Lions will donate $100,000 to a charity of his choice. And it's about time he gets one as they get a first down there. Kenny Stills with the catch. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. This defense right now is looking exactly like it did against the Packers, doing absolutely nothing to stop Ryan Tannehill from moving this ball. Ground game works, passing game works as well as Tannehill looks to the left, throws across the right, completes to Gesicki, and it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. The Lions are losing again. The Misfits let them get a touchdown and they're now down probably 7-3. So 1st and 10, BJ Wiener needs to look a little more downfield for his receivers. They've got the ability, he's got the arm and the accuracy, but it looks like we might be running here with the fullback in, and James gets the ball and is tackled for a loss. We cannot run the ball. It could be the fact that the average height of our offensive line is 5'8", but it doesn't matter what the reason is, we know we can't do it. We need to pass as JR Juniors Jr. is there in the slot, but we hand the ball off again to James, who tries to spin there for no reason whatsoever. Here is the power back. You want to see him try and run through a linebacker, not around him. Now BJ Wiener on 3rd and 9. You figure he'll be passing here as he's in some trouble and is sacked. The pressure got to him. We're not doing anything right now, and these Dolphins may be the 3rd team to beat us this season. I don't know why I'm saying us. I've got absolutely nothing to do with this as we enter the 4th quarter. Down 4 points, and Amendola looking to return this one. Amendola takes it to just shy of the 40-yard line. So now 1st and 10 for the Dolphins, and you figure they'll start to run a lot more here as they hand it off to Kenyon Drake, and even though we know that, apparently the Lions don't. With absolutely no changes to the team, I don't know how this team has gotten so much worse since when they won a lot of games, and that should have been a pick as well. That's Elijah Elijahson not hanging on. Last week we threw 3 interceptions. This week we have dropped 3 interceptions, and for both reasons we will probably lose this game if something doesn't change. 2nd and 10, Tannehill over the middle, wide open Danny Amendola, again not being covered. I think that was Colonel Sanders who was supposed to cover him but didn't. So now 3rd and 3, do the Dolphins go safe and run it, or do they risk it a little bit and throw it? They do throw it. Can we make a play on the ball? Tannehill in some trouble, sacked by Antonopoulos. The quarterback comes through with the sack. The 7-foot freak, the Greek freak, comes through. 4th and 13. This may have just saved our chances of being able to tie this game up. BJ Wiener to throw the ball because he doesn't have a running back to hand it off to, and he will be looking to make those passes as he makes it there to Quattro Cinco. That's what he can do. Great accuracy on that throw, and that's what we need from him. We just wasted about 25 seconds when we could have just taken a timeout. We've got 3 timeouts. The coach is not using them. BJ Wiener now with a running back next to him. I just hope they don't hand it off, and they don't. BJ Wiener looks to the left and forces it, throws it, an interception to Minkah Fitzpatrick. He was looking for Mandy Ross, and at least he's going to go chase him down himself. Gives him a big hit at the end of that, but that's about all we can take out of this game, is the fact that he just flattened Minkah Fitzpatrick after throwing a game-losing interception. We're just not good on offense right now, and to be honest, if it's with BJ Wiener, it means it's the offensive coordinator's fault. I think we're all bitterly disappointed that we couldn't win that game with BJ Wiener at quarterback, and in all honesty, we need him on the defense because they weren't doing well enough either. Not that they did much better with him against the Packers, but at least he got a sack against Aaron Rodgers. We need more out of this team. I mean, literally look at it. It's a 97 overall offense and they scored 3 points. It's an 89 rated defense and they allowed the Dolphins to score 10. It makes no sense. I don't really understand. It's just got to be the fact that, well, the coaches. It's got to be the coaches. We'll try and get a offensive coordinator with a better scheme fit than 66%. Apart from that, there's not much else we can do.